Hi everyone. This citation lesson will be on string cites and spacing. You will need your Blue Book open during this lesson in order to follow along and find sections accordingly. So grab your Blue Book if you don't already have it handy. A roadmap for this lesson is as follows. We'll explain what a string citation is. We'll explain when to use string citations and how to string cite. And we'll review and explain the spacing rules for citations. Now, what is a string citation? A string citation is a series of references to cases that establish legal precedents and to other authorities that appear one after another and are printed following a legal assertion or conclusion, a supportive authority. Please look at the bottom of the slide as an example of a string citation. When do you use string citations? There are four main areas for when to use string citations. To demonstrate that the seminal case establishing a rule is still applied today, to demonstrate that a rule is applied across a variety of jurisdictions, to demonstrate that a rule is applied across a variety of factual scenarios, or to distinguish a group of cases. In certain circumstances, when using string citations, you should include an explanatory parenthetical to demonstrate why those additional citations are useful to support your position. Parentheticals are notes in parentheses that let a reader know what original sources you used in the body of your research paper. How to do a string cite. In a string cite, use semicolons to separate the authorities. String cites may contain full cites and/or short cites as appropriate. There is limited use of id in string cites. See Rule 4.1 at pages 78 to 79 in the Blue Book. Never use id to refer to a source in a preceding footnote that contains multiple sources. Please note the example at the bottom of the page uses full cites, but if these were cited prior, they can be short cites. Order in a string cite. When more than one citation is preceded by the same signal, the citations are grouped by type in the following order: constitutions, statutes, cases, regulations, books, and journal articles. Going back to constitutions, you would cite U.S. first, followed by states in alphabetical order. Statutes, U.S. first, followed by states in alphabetical order. Cases, U.S. first, followed by states in alphabetical order, and grouped within each jurisdiction by the court in descending order, with decisions of a single court arranged chronologically, most recent being first. For regulations, U.S. first, followed by states in alphabetical order. For books, arranged alphabetically by the last name of author. And for journal articles, arranged alphabetically by the last name of author. All right, let's try a string cite. Please pause the video and create a citation. Use the photo on this slide and the next slide to practice a string cite. So you have a case and you have a statute. Give it a go. Here's your answer. Statute before case. Did you get it? If not, that's okay. This is a process and will take time to learn how to cite. Here's a couple areas of emphasis. In the next lesson, you will learn why the date in the USC is 2018. Don't worry if you didn't get it. It is because the USC is codified every 6 years, and the last time was in 2018. So you will cite to this. Also, remember that you will need to use Table 6 for abbreviations. Finally, the order of the string cite goes statutes before cases. Spacing rules. Now let's move on to spacing rules. This is one of the most detail-oriented portions of citations and can sometimes be confusing. This section of the video will go through the rules that you will need to know on how to space correctly through your law school and legal careers. Citation spacing in general. Tables in the back of the Blue Book contain lists of specific abbreviations. You will use these tables constantly for citations. If you ever are lost on how the spacing works for a citation, refer back to these tables to find the answer. I cannot stress enough that this is one of the most detailed areas and will take time to learn. You will need to review all of your citations to make sure the spacing is correct. This can easily be passed over the first time you review them, so review them multiple times. Spacing rules. Where does one find the spacing rules? Pages 87 to 88 in the Blue Book. For the adjacent single capitals, you will close up all adjacent single capitals. An adjacent single capital is a single capital letter followed by another single capital letter. So as you can see, for Northwest Reporter, Northwest is closed up. Same for Southwest Reporter, Southwest is closed up. There's no space between those adjacent single capitals. However, do not close up single capitals with longer abbreviations. So for example, when abbreviating the Federal District Court in the District of Colorado, District Court, there is a space between the D and the C. The same follows for the Supreme Court. Space between the S and the abbreviation for court. Again, check the abbreviations table for more rules on spacing. The spacing rules continued. Periodical names. You will most likely not use this during your 1L year, but Table 13 will assist with this process. You will close up all adjacent single capitals. So, like we saw for Northwest Reporter, when abbreviating something such as Boston College, B.C. No spaces. Always an exception, except when one or more of the capitals refer to the name of an institutional entity, in which they set the capitals or capitals referring the entity off from the other adjacent single capitals with a space. That's a little bit of a mouthful, but as you can see, for example, when abbreviating the Georgetown Law Journal, you would abbreviate GEO space LJ. Same applies for the New York University Law Review. NYU space L space review. Spacing rules continued. Individual numbers, including both numerals and ordinals, are treated as single capitals. So, for example, the Federal Reporter 3rd edition, F.3D, no spaces, close it up. Same for Southeast Reporter 2nd edition, SE, 2D, closed up, because they are individual numbers. However, do insert a space adjacent to any abbreviation containing 2 or more letters. So, for example, in abbreviating the Colorado Court of Appeals, you would have a space between the Colorado abbreviation and the Court of Appeals abbreviation. The same follows for the Federal Supplement 2nd edition. Fed Sup space 2nd edition. Initials in personal names are also closed up. So, for example, W.C. Fields, as that's someone's name, W.C., closed up, no space. All right, let's try correcting these spacing errors, or perhaps maybe not, in the 4 items we see here below. So please pause the video and create a citation for each. All right, here are your answers. Spaces for the reporter, spaces not for the name, spaces for the reporter, and for the court name. Did you get it? If not, that's okay. Again, this is a process and will take some time to learn how to cite and space. A couple points of emphasis. Make sure you use your Blue Book to check all the spacing rules and double check the spacing on the citations. All right, there's a quiz for string citations and spacing on Canvas. So please take the quiz, and if you need any assistance with citations, please do not hesitate to ask your TAs for help.